Hey YouTube, it's Python Cheese here again today, and I wanted to show you this, my button placement. Basically what I did is I went to Radio Shack because it was simple and fast. I'm only like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes away from one, so I went and bought some 6x8. I just bought one big piece, basically, a piece PCB board, and yeah, I think it's called PCB board, something like that. And it's just pre-punched perf board, basically. It's called, as you can tell there. And yeah, it's really handy. This one's just with no contacts. It's just plain. It's pretty handy. I got another kind right here. Also, this one actually has copper on it. The holes, all the holes, each one has a layer of copper around the hole. So, I mean, it works great. This is a little more expensive because it has copper layered on it on the top, but the back is nothing on the back. It's just plain. These are just for contacts, the copper plating or whatever. But yeah, what I did was all the material I used was PCB or perf board, whatever you want to call it. An A and B button from a N64 controller, as you can tell, and then I used accidentally put on the wrong buttons. I noticed that after I already put them on there, but these were my buttons. I don't know where the other one is. It's around here. There it is. I actually painted my own buttons here, as you can tell. They're actually PlayStation 2 controller. These are supposed to be the C buttons. They're pretty nice compared to this yellow button here. They're a little bit bigger, as you can tell. Yeah, I got painted 4 of them. It's got like 3 layers of paint on it, of spray paint or whatever, because it's really hard to get these crevices on the corners of the button. I actually did dunk them in a little bit of spray paint. I just sprayed some in a little plastic container or whatever. But only materials I used was the perf board, the N64 buttons, and the PS2 buttons. As you can tell, there's the triangle, circle, X, and square. And then I used some tact switches, which are these are here. There were 60 of them. I already ruined one of them. I already got some more on the way. Should be soon, but they some reason they're in stock online, but they emailed me and said they're out of stock, so they're waiting for more to come in. So those are tact switches. They're just real simple buttons. So yeah, and then I used a 26 gauge wire for each of the contacts. As you can tell, you got your A, B, up C, down C, left C, right C, and that's pretty much. After I soldered them onto the contacts, each of them, I put some hot glue on it, so they stay on there, and actually put some super glue on the contacts, the tact switches themselves, and put them onto the board. It's a real nice layout. It's real simple and works great. I bet. I'm not really too sure yet. It should work though, like this. It definitely should. But yeah, I also use some it's called crazy glue, but it's really just super glue basically. And I didn't buy the little tube you squeeze. It's actually a brush, as you can tell. But yeah, that's that. I super glued the tact switches onto the PCB board first, and then after I soldered the wires onto them of each of them, I just put hot glue on the back to cover them up so they hold better on there and nothing can touch the contacts on the back. But yeah, these buttons right here, the A and B button, were kind of like they weren't tall enough. They had a kind of an indentation in the button on the back of them, so I just cut out a little tiny piece of the perf board or whatever and super glued it onto the button itself, so it was nice and flat, as you can tell right there. And there are all these buttons are actually super glued onto the tact switches. They're still pretty fragile, breaking off, but they do stay on there. I can click them. It's just being held together with some super glue. They all work. So next step is waiting for my shipment in for my screen and my voltage regulator, because the voltage regulator just for some reason completely stopped working. I'm not sure why it stopped working, so I ordered 4 of those in just in case I ever need another one. I only need one right now, so waiting for that. That'll come in Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I know that, and I know the screen comes in Wednesday. But yeah, that's just the little layout for the buttons. Then my next step is to actually make one similar, but only for a start button and the D-pad. It's basically going to look like this, except the D-pad's going to probably be down here, and then the start button's going to be up top in the middle. So yeah, or I might actually might make this completely separate from these, just snap it off from the A and B and completely put it in the controller itself. Yeah, this is what this is the voltage regulator that broke for no reason. I don't know why, but basically these buttons are gonna go right there, so it's gonna fit nice and perfectly. It's actually a 3.5-inch screen. I didn't know that, so I thought it was 4.3. I actually had to put some electrical tape right here because it was really ugly looking with the spray paint I put on here, and I put one here so it kind of levels the paint job out a little better. I don't know if you guys can see it with the glare. Kind of can tell, yeah. So it's nice and level because I had to spray paint this stuff somehow because it was all gray. So yep, speakers work and everything. I actually just installed a headphone jack, so you can either use the headphone jack, or you can basically, when this is on like that, when that's on, that means the speakers will be playing, and then you won't need the headphone jack. But if you keep it off, that means the speakers will be off, but you can still use the headphone jack if you wanted to. So yeah, my next plan is after I install the buttons here and there and the analog up here, I'm gonna either well, I'm gonna have to is figure out where I'm gonna put this little switch for the volume control. I might put it up here at the top because that's probably gonna be the easiest, so I can go like that, so I can still hold it and be able to turn that real quick or something. So it'll just be like this, and then I can still keep on playing, which would be nice. So because I don't think it would be too handy down here, because if I want to like sit it on my lap or something, it won't. It'll just be uncomfortable putting it in your lap. So you really won't. It won't be in the way up here. So that's a good thing. So, but yeah, that's that. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. So thank you guys. Later.